Welcome back, everyone. This is still the GitGud EU side of things. This time it is the rookie division. However, we're watching Team 5 Head versus Phoenix Inferno. Earlier today, we saw Honey Badgers lose it out 1-3 to Team Cobra, but right now we're talking about Team 5 Head and Phoenix Inferno. As this is the rookie division. This is basically the plat division here, Acronator.
Yeah, so the level of play is going to be taking a step down. You're going to be seeing a lot more comfort picks. I would have to assume probably a lot more brawl, as like compositions like the stereotypical dive or double bubble, things like that are require a lot of coordination. So unless these teams have been practicing nonstop, I'd expect to see more of that Ryan Diva, Ryan Zarya, whatever.
And here is the roster for both squads. Here we see Luke. Oh my goodness,
this is gonna be a hard one.
Yeah, Luke. I think is how they want us to pronounce it. Lazy Lizard, Pyrexy, Valerini, Ace, and Arc is on the side of Team 5 Head, and then Phoenix Inferno. They have Jim Bob, Wolves, The Weevil, Ketix, Rav, and Simple on their side of things. It'll be really interesting to see, as I believe our first map is going to be Busan. And like you said, we're probably just going to see a lot of brawl on these maps.
Yeah, I might see DPS might flip around a little bit. You know, that's a little bit more flexible in the current meta, but I'd almost expect to see the exact same mirror setup for tanks and supports on Busan in particular, maybe on the Sanctuary map. I believe it is, with the large, wide open sightlines. Might see some Ashe or Widowmaker, something like that, but who knows? Maybe these teams could just hard lock the May McCree and stick with that for the entire series.
Yeah, and I think we are ready to go in and see what we're going to be seeing from these teams, as it really depends on which map we start on for Busan, and it really depends on which what composition we could see, especially like Mecha Base is really that May McCree style composition, but more if we go to like Gardens, we could see more long range hit scan and maybe a Tracer as well.
Yeah, and it looks like we'll be getting started in just a moment here. Sure enough, Mech Base is the first map, so expect to see a lot of May. Pretty standard. McCree, same thing. Stereotypical brawl rush composition that we've been seeing a lot in Contenders, Overwatch League, even this previous series earlier today. So probably Ryan Zarya, May McCree, Lucio Baptiste is the lineup that we'll be seeing, unless either of these teams wants to get funky with it.
Yeah, maybe they're just really good at double bubble. Or right now we're seeing Diva Sigma. You know, maybe they're proficient in Diva Sigma. I don't know.
Yeah. I would fear very much for a team that is not proficient with the main tank. Yeah, sure enough, Lazy going over to that Reinhardt. That's more expected. Yeah, Diva instead of the Zarya, that's pretty normal. Haya actually sticking onto the Ana as well, which is a bit interesting, and Bach sticking with a Reaper. So a little bit of a weird composition from Phoenix Inferno, but nothing too far out of left field.
Yeah, the Reaper really good at those close engagements, as we see 12 already starting, getting Jim Bob out of the fight. That's going to be huge. No more May on the side of Phoenix Inferno, and Arc gonna be getting that pick as well, and it's looking good for Team 5 Head right now, as they are gonna be in control of this point now.
Yeah, well, I guess they're living up to their name because they played that fight very smart. Phoenix Inferno really wants to be close into Team 5 Head's face in order to get value out of the Reaper in particular. It's going to be the vast majority of their damage, whereas Arc on 5 Head wants to be a bit further back, more mid-range, to get a lot of that poke damage in.
And Pyrexia already starting it off onto the Weevil, getting him felled in the end. And now they're just going into this team. Arc gonna get Jim Bob, and It's another decisive fight win for the side of Fivehead.
So far, Fivehead has been taking these fights a little bit early, where Lazy and Pyrexia will push up into Phoenix's front line, and then Arc can just stay a little bit further back, get in a lot of poke damage, and Phoenix Inferno can't really do anything about that.
Another 12 using this Blizzard right now. It's gonna get a lot of people in it, and they're gonna get a lot of kills on the back of the Blizzard as well. Arc getting in on the kill feed, and Cactix is going to be just jumping off the side of the map to not stagger themselves out.
Pretty much, yeah. Now we're getting into like 2.5 fight territory for Team Fivehead. Neither of these teams have really changed anything up from when we started. Of course, both of them have quite a bit of ultimates, so we might be seeing a little bit of a different approach. Like that.
A big shatter from behind. The Weevil gonna get 2 as well, with the beat drop coming in from Bun, as we're seeing Phoenix Inferno coming back into this fight looking very well, as they're going to get this point flipped into their favor, as Pyrexia going to be killed in the end by Jim Bob, as it's going to be up to 96%, however, for Team Fivehead. This is the last fight territory if they lose this fight.
Pretty much, yeah. So Team Fivehead, they can really just take quite a few dry fights, try and get some of these ultimates from Phoenix Inferno out, like the Death Blossom, like the Blizzard, and then push it after they have some of those gone.
Yeah, as Bach gonna get a Lazy Lizard out of this fight is Bun as well, taking down Valerie, and it's a nice fight. They only had to use one ultimate. They only had to use that amplification matrix.
And realistically, that's probably the most dispensable ultimate on Phoenix Inferno, so that's not really anything that they wanted out of the dry fight if you're Team Fivehead. You know, they're going to come up onto their Blizzard as well, but then that runs the risk of Phoenix Inferno having a lot more to deal with it.
And their Blizzard coming out from Jim Bob, and is going to get a lot of people in it as well. They're going to get a lot of kills on the back of it as well. The Weevil and Cactix getting in on the kill feeds as well, and it's looking good for them now. It's up to 52%, but yeah, the ultimate's coming online for Fivehead.
Yeah, well, Fivehead really hasn't been using too much outside of the beat. They probably could have even saved the beat, just forfeited the fight once they got the Blizzard out, because that's the big one. That's the one that Phoenix Inferno doesn't even need to combo with anything, and they can win a fight. They did end up using the Shatter as well with the Death Blossom.
Death Blossom's gonna get Arc out of this fight, but the Blizzard is going to be massive. Lazy Lizard with 2, thanks to the amplification matrix, Fire Strike, and 12 following it up onto Haya. This could be the end of this end of Mecha Base here for Fivehead, if they can hold on to this point. There comes the self-destruct out. Not going to get anyone with it. The remech coming onto the point. Self-destruct out from Pyrexia as well. Going to get the DMech onto Cactix. Shatter coming out. Not going to get any value, but that's going to be all they need in the end. The amp matrix cannot save them in the end, as Team Fivehead are going to take Mecha Base.
Really good showing from Phoenix Inferno. They kind of lost it at the very end there. They didn't have an answer to the Blizzard on the side of Team Fivehead, but otherwise they did a really good job of cycling their ultimates, not over-investing. They knew that if they wasted too much, that Team Fivehead was holding ultimates. They were basically taking dry fights for the most part. A little bit of a swap up here in terms of compositions. Phoenix Inferno might actually be going for the double bubble. I would be very interested to see.
Fivehead's opting for Diva Wrecking Ball. This is going to be really interesting. I think we're going to see it. Oh, no, we're just going to see regular dive coming out from Team Fivehead here. This was very unexpected. And both teams opting for this Sombra as well. As Sombra, Jim Bob almost getting caught out there by Arc in the end, but both teams are just really looking to get that cleave damage in with the Winston right now, as Lizard gonna be going down, but Arc's gonna get the first pick onto Weevil in the end, and it's looking like Fivehead are gonna be able to capture this point out Bach over to the Ashe now, I believe, instead of the Reaper. Maybe I'm wrong, but the re-engage coming in from Team 5 is going to get huge. 12 and Lazy Lizard are going to get 2 picks in the end. 12 is another pick for them in this fight, and they're almost up. They're already, oh wow, Jimbob is almost up to their ultimate. Well, 12 had much more kills. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah, 12 looking more for the final blows as opposed to Jimbob seemingly trying to build up to that EMP. It can be a turning ultimate in terms of fights, especially when Phoenix Inferno has a slight advantage, Bun coming up onto that rally, and basically everything else as well, whereas Team 5 has already cycled through some of their ults.
Arc getting stunned up, and Jimbob gonna get the pill onto Valorine. Hiawatha gonna be hacked up, but it's not gonna be enough. It looks like, oh, Jimbob, however, is gonna get 3 in the fight, and I think they're gonna be able to win this out. Bach gonna get 2 on this Ashe, and the stagger. Oh no stagger, because they were gonna. Well, you can't really stagger if they're gonna contest the point for you. So it's nice fight, however, coming in from Phoenix Inferno there.
Big thing I'm going to be looking at coming into this next fight is going to probably be both EMPs, because both Zombers have it, but it really is going to depend on how they utilize it. Valorine isn't particularly close to that beat, so Team 5 isn't necessarily going to have an easy answer to Jimbob's, whereas Phoenix Inferno, yeah, they don't have an easy answer either.
That was a big 4-man EMP. Jimbob is going to be low, and there comes the Death Blossom. Arc going to get 2 with it. And it's not going to be no saving for Phoenix Inferno, as that's just going to be a team fight win very easily on the back of those 2 DPS ultimates.
Yeah, well, they called it Shadow Dive for a reason. It was meta for a good amount of time, almost a year ago now, and that EMP Death Blossom is a big reason as to why. Now you're going to have a ton of ultimates, a metric ton of ultimates for Phoenix Inferno, so as long as they can run in and press Q, not too much, but just enough to win the fight, they should be able to take this rather cleanly.
Oh, but Jimbob getting caught out there for a second, but he's going to be able to get away with the translocator. It's going to be really big for Valorine here if they can stay away from... Oh, but Lazy Lizard and Arc going to get Jimbob out of the fight before they can use the EMP. Grab coming out from Tactics, but I don't think it's going to be enough to turn the fight in their favor. 12 going to get Bulk out of the fight, but Bob's going to get Art as well. This might be enough. The bomb not going to be used very well, and the EMP only connecting onto Valorine. It's really anybody's fight right now, as the Weevil is up onto the Primal Rage. He might need to use it if he gets low, but it's going to be Phoenix Inferno winning that fight out, and Pyrexy is going to be staggered for a little bit. And it's almost up to those last few team fights here.
Yeah, that was honestly extremely costly in terms of ult economy for both teams. Realistically, Phoenix Inferno is only going to have their Primal Rage. Team 5 is really only going to have the EMP for the time being. Lazy Lizard and Haya might be able to build up to their ultimates mid-fight, so it's really going to depend on how these teams decide to approach the neutral fight for the most part.
Yeah, as 12 having that EMP online right now, needs to not be caught out by that Ana, as there's the big EMP. 3-man EMP is going to get the big targets as well, but it's not going to be enough, as Weevil is going to get that Primal Rage online. It's going to dismantle Arcogen with those Fists of Fury, and it's looking like Inferno are going to be able to win this out right now, as they have the more people on the point for right now, but the Coalescence is going to be used. Lazy Lizard going to get Cactus out of this fight. They can't leave this point, however. Buck's going to get Lazy Lizard before they... and there comes the EMP, and they're just not going to be... They're just going to step off the point for the second, and it's going to be tied up again.
1-1. So we're going downtown, and in all honesty, this is probably the point of Busan that you can play almost anything. The brawl works, the double bubble works if you want to, the dive can work. So it's going to be much more dependent on how these teams play together as opposed to which composition can be slightly advantageous over the other.
And I still seems like we're going to stick with dive for the moment. We haven't seen them decide to swap off of these compositions yet, so we're going to see this stick out here.
If Arc decides to stay onto this Reaper, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to deal with Bach on the Ashe. It's almost going to come down to Pyrexia and Lazy Lizard, which isn't necessarily where you want your tanks going in these fights. I guess Arc can try and do that, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to secure the kill all the time, and Bach can just get basically free pot shots in.
Yeah, as we're seeing here, the hack not coming in. The hack, however, coming now into Pyrexia. That's going to be big. They don't have those Diva defense matrix to mitigate any damage for the moment in time, as Lazy Lizard is incredibly low at this moment, as he needs to be healed as quickly as possible. You can't let your main tank go down this early as, oh my goodness, Jim Bob is already up to this EMP. Holy, what a quick EMP coming in from Jim Bob, as he's going to be using it right now. Going to get connected onto all 5 that are left. But Art's going to get a pick on a Weevil, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Tactics is going to get 2. And the side of Phoenix Inferno are going to be able to win this and capture the point for the first time, I think.
They were always a little bit weaker when it came to that first engagement in the previous 2 rounds of Busan, but this time they played it really well. I think part of that was due to Jim Bob just farming his EMP so quickly. Kek also built up their Graviton Surge insanely fast. I don't think Team 5 is really going to be ready for it. Thankfully for them, Valerie does have some beats.
Oh, but
now they don't.
They're going to use it early in the fight for this engagement. They probably didn't realize this grab was available, and Cactus is going to get a
kill onto Lazy Lizard, and Jim Bob and Bun as well gonna get it onto the kill feed, as now Pyrexia is gonna have to jump off this map, as the Weevil is going to be given a jump pit kill, environmental kill.
Crucially, Phoenix Inferno did have to use both support ultimates there. However, it looks like a lot of swaps are coming out from Team 5, so I'm not sure if the over-investment of ultimates from Phoenix Inferno is really going to matter, especially considering they still have Primal Rage, they have EMP, they have Bob. Both DPS ultimates are basically disposable.
And there comes the EMP, only going to connect onto 12, but that might be enough. They're not going to be able to build this EMP in the long fight now, as Bun gets that shield bash kill, as Team 5 are going to have to regroup here.
Yeah, and Phoenix Inferno, that's an extremely cheap fight for them. You know, only using EMP, the way Jim Bob's been building them, another 45 seconds he's going to have it. You know, they still have the Bob easily to contest the point if needed, to cause a little bit of chaos. The Weevil still has a lot of survivability.
Yeah, 12 is finally up to that, I believe, their first EMP here, as after 2 from Jim Bob. That is going to be the real difference maker in this fight, if he can connect onto some... Oh! No! Oh, no! But Lazy Lizard is going to get 2. That's going to be big, and Ace is going to get that res onto 12, but it might not be enough. That's a big anti-nade, however, onto the front line of Phoenix Inferno, but there just might not be enough damage output on the side of Team 5 at the recapture this point.
Oh, Cactus, now he's just styling on him.
The grab coming out from Cactus, and oh my goodness, you hate this.
He can't even touch. Wow. That was a turnaround from first round to now.
Oh my goodness. You've got to feel bad for 12 there.
Jim Bob, interesting. Oh, is this in the first round? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, all those all the blizzards were massive on Mecha base for both sides, really. But it was really the tail of the Sombra coming into those second and then third points of Busan. We saw Jim Bob just outclass 12, I felt like, especially on that third point. And a fat finger coming in.
Yeah. That's
it's unfortunate. You gotta Gotta push past it and look forward to their next map, whichever it is at this. I mean, we don't know yet, but if I had to assume, it's probably gonna be King's Row. Because
Grimm's Row.
Scrims Row, yep, it's Scrims Row, and everyone's favorite map to play, and no one has home advantage over it. It feels like, because if everyone likes to play it, everyone will be good at said map.
Usually, yeah. Looks like King's Row. Yep, no shocker there.
No shocker there, and I don't think anyone really wants to play I like Eichenwald, but I guess when King's Row is an option, you go with King's Row.
Yeah, that's why a lot of tournaments take Kings out of the map pool, just to say, look, we have to play something besides this one map every single time.
Definitely. But it could just be right now. They just need to play something they're definitely comfortable with at this moment to try to come back in the series. And we'll see if Fivehead can shake off that bad map or 0.3 and come back and tie up the series 1-1.
Possibly, yeah. Looks like we have a substitution coming in for I believe that would be for Team Fivehead.
No, yes, Team Fivehead.
Yes.
Luke is coming in for Ace.
Yes.
Interesting. Oh, okay. So I'm assuming Arc is going to be swapping back to support, and Luke is coming in to play DPS here. As
something like that.
Something like that, because swapping out a DPS for a support usually doesn't work unless you're in the Overwatch League.
Yeah, unless you're, Violet or Jonak or Alarm. There's a whole list of them, but this is not the Overwatch League, unfortunately. But fortunately, it's a good game so far. These teams are going pretty close together. Realistically, if these teams wanted to still run the Sombra, that's definitely viable. A little bit less common, I suppose, but definitely possible. We've seen teams like Dallas Fuel run it in the Overwatch League. Granted, that may or may not be due to their lack of hit scan, but that's neither here nor there. They won without a hit scan. Who's to say anyone can't?
Yeah, exactly. And we're still waiting on the full lobby to be ready. So I don't really know what to talk about. We talked about map 1 pretty much all we needed to. I mean, we could talk about Dallas winning last night, but I don't really know. I'm not going to bring up rumors on stream because those are just rumors, but interesting rumors coming out for who Dallas is picking up for their hit scan.
It looks like Phoenix Inferno will be looking to defend. No real surprise there. Usually the winning team likes to pick defense first unless they're an extremely aggressive team, but it looks like Phoenix Inferno likes to play that kind of touch and go style where they'll go in, come back out, restabilize, go back in, win fights. That's how they ended up winning the last 2 rounds of Busan there. It looks like we're heading back into the game itself, off to the jolly old streets of London.
Yeah, as we see here in 10 seconds what the defending side of Phoenix Inferno is going to be running at the moment. And yeah, I was right. We're seeing Arc swap back to that support role and Luke coming in on that DPS role for the side of Team Fivehead. But yeah, we're just going to see that tried and trusty rush composition that has been a staple on this map for ever, really.
Yeah, I feel like it's not really King's Row if you don't play Reinhardt, but it looks like Team Fivehead is teasing a bit of traditional dive, but I wouldn't be shocked to see them swap back over to the Reinhardt. They are on offense. Yep, there we go. So probably mirror comps.
It would have been a really interesting dive composition with the May and McCree, but yeah, we're just going to see mirror compositions coming out from both sides here. as we've already seen the Maze be very proficient in getting good blizzards onto the opposition, and then the teams being able to focus down people that are frozen. Here comes the rotation through a hotel. Nice rotation coming out from Team 5-Head, but the May wall coming in from Jim Bob is going to be huge. The Immortality Field is already down, and Jim Bob is going to get that first pick into the fight as Weevil swinging his hammer, getting Lazy Lizard out as well, and it's a nice fight win for Phoenix Inferno.
A little bit slow to reset for Team 5-Head, but overall they still have plenty of time left in the bank. As Lazy Lizard going for a little bit of a cheeky charge at the very end there. Didn't really find anything, but they were going to lose that fight anyways, so might as well just take the free ticket back to spawn. Phoenix Inferno, on the other hand, going to have a few ultimates, specifically the Shatter. I'm keeping an eye on from the Weevil, see if he can get any big shatters.
Walls coming up from both Maze here. The Amplification Mage out from Hiawatha and gonna get Luke out of the fight, and that's a big shatter coming in from the Weevil around the statue, and that's gonna clean up the rest of Team 5-Head as the DMAC coming in to Pyrexy as well. And that's going to be big because she might have to swap off and swap back, as we're going to be sitting there and losing progress in that ultimate.
Granted, Bomb isn't the end-all be-all ultimate for this composition, but it's not something you want to lose that easily, so it's unfortunate, but you gotta do what you gotta do.
Ooh, and a nice aggressive play coming in from the side of Phoenix Inferno, and Bach gonna get that Deadeye kill as Bach with another one. Bonking heads with the McCree as Lazy Lizard is felled in the end, and what a some nice tech coming in from Phoenix Inferno there.
Yeah, they speed boosted the High Noon. Thankfully, Bach got up onto the May wall. 12 didn't stand a chance. That's basically the end of it. But now you have Team 5-Head coming up onto some of their ultimates. They have both support ults. They're going to have both DPS ults. Lazy Lizard a little bit behind on the Shatter charge.
And here comes the Deadeye out from Luke. And there comes the Blizzard. Not going to be eaten, however. The Sound Barrier response as well right now, as 12 going to be using their but Kix is going to eat the Blizzard. That's going to be huge, but Lazy Lizard with a big shatter in his response. Lazy Lizard with two with a big bomb from Kix. Oh my goodness, what a bomb coming in from the Diva. Phoenix Inferno stabilizing that fight. Oh my goodness.
That is exactly what the defense needed. They were going back and forth, and obviously that favors Team 5-Head on the offense just because they have that spawn advantage. But Cactex finding 4 with a bomb, that's going to reset everything. The defense can come back. They're going to have High Noon. They're going to have Ant Matrix. The offense has nothing to work with here. They got to win this in a neutral fight.
Yeah, and 12 swapping over to that Sombra now. Hopefully we see some better results than we did, and there goes 12 into the backline. Not going to be able to get a hack onto anyone, however, as Haya is looking to get that Amplification Matrix set up sooner or rather later. There comes the Amplification Matrix, and that's going to be huge damage coming in from the side of Phoenix Inferno, and that's going to be all they need in the end. Bun with 2, and Jim Bob going to get that melee kill onto Valorine in the end, and it's 22 seconds left.
They have one very quick fight, but Team 5-Head does have some ultimates coming online, as well as having a few to approach this point. Crucially, however, for the defense, Jim Bob has that Blizzard, so Pyrexia can eat this Blizzard. She can save this entire fight for her team before it even starts.
Yeah, Matrix out. The Blizzard is going to be you. Luke is going to get Haya out of the fight there, and that's the Shatter. Lazy's going to get the pick on the Bulk with it, but Jim Bob with 2. Cactus as well, still in the fight. This is still anyone's game, but the DMAC coming onto Cactus is going to be huge. But Lazy Lizard is very low on this point right now, but I think the respawn advantage is going to be in favor of Team 5-Head, and it's a big pin onto Cactus before they can remech. But the respawns are coming back for Phoenix Inferno here. They might be enough, and that's a Shatter coming out from Weevil, but it's not going to be enough. But it looks like the side of Team 5-Head are going to be able to win this fight out and unlock the cart.
Absolutely crazy fight. Phoenix Inferno does not want to give anything up. They're taking a page out of the Dallas Fuels book and saying it's always winnable and just investing everything they have into the fight. It's working sometimes, but sometimes you end up coming into the next phase of defense, in this case, with a lot less than they probably wanted. Granted, they are coming up on both DPS ultimates. Their Kectix does have the bomb. Didn't get a chance to use it previously. So they'll have some stuff, but Team 5 does have a decent amount of utility to work with, specifically the EMP I'm looking at. If they can get a lot of value from that, they could just roll through the street space.
It's going to be a 6-man EMP. That's going to be huge. There's no way that Phoenix Inferno is going to stay alive due to that massive EMP coming in from 12. The first man of Jitters seems to be gone, and 12 getting that 6-man EMP.
Yeah, Phoenix Inferno, like I said, all they needed was a good EMP, and I think they used the bomb as well just to reback, but otherwise they were pretty good. You know, coming into this next fight, they're looking a little bit anemic, but they do have the High Noon, they have the Coalescence that's basically disposable, so they can just toss that out as needed. And then possibly Lazy Lizard are finding a good shadow.
Oh boy. As the Blizzard is going to be used here from Jim Bob, and Weasel's going to get Lazy Lizard high as well, going to get into the kill feed, and it's looking good for Phoenix Inferno here as they are going to be able to stabilize on the back of Weevil, getting some kills in their favor.
Yeah, the excuses, folks. Our end is looking a little bit like a slideshow, but we'll make do. As now you have about one fight remaining, maybe a fight and a half if you're quick for Team 5 Head. And they have basically everything that they had for the previous fight outside of the Coalescence. Granted, that is very disposable. We have Lopez getting scouted out, Kectix doing a great job, forcing the Sombra out of invisibility.
Oh, but they are going to be hacked up, however, but they're still going to be looking for this big self-destruct, but that's going to be a big shatter coming in from Lazy Lizard, but it's going to be responded by Weevil as well. The High Noon from Luke, not going to get any kills, however, but the Sound Barrier can be invested by Arc, and Lazy Lizard is going to get Bach out of the fight before the Sound Barrier could be used, and Kectix with 2 with the remake there. Oh my goodness, there's no way! There's no way they lose to the remake!
But they do. Oh dear. The win condition is set.
No, they lose to the remake. Oh my goodness. A lot of people dislike how the remake damages, but it's just so fun to see it pop up in the kill feed for remake kills.
Oh, what a way to end that round. And now Phoenix Inferno has the end in sight. If they can push the cart to the golden box of victory towards the end, but not at the very end of second point, they're going to go up 2-0 and be at match point. Granted, they have to get through first point in most of the Streets phase before we get there, so getting a bit ahead of ourselves, we get a look at what Team 5 had want to run on the defense. No real shockers.
Yeah, no real shockers at the moment, but we'll see what Phoenix Inferno are going to be running here, as right now they seem to have... Oh, no. They had Jim Bub on that far for a second there, but they're quickly swapping that back over to the May McCree lineup that we were seeing earlier, and they were working... They looked really good with that composition on their defense.
Yeah, honestly, there's no reason to swap that up for Phoenix Inferno or Team 5 Head. You know, it's been working. It was rather close right up until it wasn't at the very end. Just a few hero plays by Kectix.
Yeah, as we get into this next little fight here, or the first fight of the Phoenix Inferno's attack, and they're gonna look for oh my goodness. Jim Bob is going to get that pick onto Lazy Lizard, and it's looking good for the side of Phoenix Inferno right now, as they're going to get a lot of people down, but Luke is going to get the Weevil out of this fight in the end. There's no more main take on the side for Phoenix Inferno, but as it looks like they're going to regroup and wait for that Reinhardt to come back and wait for him to push in again.
Yeah, if you're Phoenix Inferno here, you have plenty of time. You can take a few disengages and try to get a cleaner engagement when they want.
as Lazy Lizard is going to get 2 in the fight, and that's going to be the amplification matrix used from both sides, but it's going to be Team 5-Ed getting the better of their amplification matrix.
Yeah, now if you're the defense, you're going to have a decent amount to work with. You know, they're going to have the Blizzard somewhat soon, but sooner than that, they'll have the High Noon, they have the Shatter, and the Beat. So they have a good amount of offensive and defensive capabilities.
Ooh, the Shatter coming out from Lazy Lizard. Not going to get any follow-ups. However, Luke's going to get that the Deadeye kill onto Haya as well, with Valerie following up onto the other players of Phoenix Inferno, and the stall coming on to Cactus right now.
Yeah, and this is looking like a really good defense thus far for Team 5, and it's exactly what they needed. Realistically, they're going to have a much easier time taking this defense to yet another fight. 12 Days has the Blizzard. Granted, Jim Bob does as well, so we might be seeing a duel of the Blizzards, depending on how they place them on or around the point. And Arc still has that beat as well. Having fun coming up onto it, so I have no clue who has the advantage in this fight.
Yeah, as here we go. Here comes the May Blizzard coming out. No eats from either side, but Jim Bob's going to get that first pick on the Lazy Lizard right now, as it's looking like Tactics is going to get another self-destruct kill in the end, and a remake kill as well, as the side of Phoenix Inferno are going to be able to win this point out and get this cart unlocked.
Leave it to Cactus to close out the fight yet again with another remake kill. I think this is probably the most I've seen in a single map thus far. Having a rather aggressive engagement here from Phoenix Inferno's front line as well. League Bun is over on the cart.
Jim Bob going to be shattered up there, but not going to be felled in the end, as the amplification matrix being used by Haya as well. But it's both teams trading out their main tanks, but Tactics is going to be DMAC. Tactics, however, going to get 12 out of this fight, but he's going to be felled by Arc in the end. But now Pyra is also, Pyrexy, sorry, is going to be DMAC as well, trying to build up to that remake as soon as possible. And we're going into what could be the last fight here.
Yeah, Team 5-Ed, because they lost so many people into those staggers, they really have to hold further back.
Oh, and a big scatter coming out, and I think that's going to do it for this round. Is a 6K coming out from Phoenix Inferno, and I don't think anyone's going to be able to touch, and if anyone can, the Reinhardt is there to stop them, and that is going to do it for that round of that's map 2. Phoenix Inferno looking just so good right now.
Tactics, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Wait, no, it has to be the 4K power. There's almost no way it would be the remake. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful placement. Right where they didn't want it.
Beautiful indeed. And we do apologize for the dropping of frames there for that last map, but it seems to be a lot better now. So hopefully it keeps good on good quality. But we are about to, I believe, head into a break right after, right in a little bit, for just to get everyone situated, get them get their mentals back. 5-Ed really needs to I don't know, just reset after this map. Welcome back, everyone. This is map 3 of the Team 5-Ed versus Phoenix Inferno series, as Phoenix Inferno is on map point now, as they've been just looking so dominant these last 2 maps.
Yeah, they were a little bit slow to pick it up at the very beginning of Busan, but honestly, by the end of that map, going on into Kings Row, they were just by far the clear favorites. They look incredibly decisive. Cactics in particular, finding a a ton of value on the off-tank role. It's very rare that you see these giant diva bombs, but he found a way to make it work, even remeching with the diva bomb. So yeah, so far so good for them.
So far, so good. And now let's see if they can finish it up on our third map, which is going to be Rialto. And again, probably just going to see some more brawl, but we could also see some. We saw a lot of dive on Busan, so we might see more of it. What do you think?
Possibly, Rialto definitely plays towards that double bubble. Especially for the first 2 points. Third point kind of goes back towards the brawl, maybe double shield in the defense. But if these teams are comfortable playing the dive, or something like the double bubble, which is kind of like a hybrid between dive and brawl, I could definitely see them pulling it out, possibly see some Pharah play or Echo play. I think we saw that briefly on King's Row before the team swapped back over to brawl at the very end of it all. So it's really going to depend on what they're feeling comfortable with.
Yeah, definitely. And Phoenix Inferno looking very comfortable, and we'll see what this next map has as we go into Rialto any moment now.
Yeah, I think we're just waiting for the teams to give the ready signal before we head off to the canals of Venice, if my lore is correct.
Yep. As we are now, I believe, heading in this moment to Rialto. It's either Venice or is it Rialto or is it Venice?
It should be Venice. I believe it's supposed to be like a district of Venice.
Okay, yeah. So it's the Rialto Bridge in Venice. Okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Yep. All right. So now there's your daily geography facts from Joker's Ransom. But we're looking to see here as Fivehead is going to be opting for this defense, and we're still just seeing that brawl composition coming out from them here. But right now we're seeing Phoenix Inferno locking a very interesting composition that none of us really expected to see.
The funny thing is that while they might still be memeing, they have 20 seconds to swap. This, okay, maybe, I was going to say with the Tracer, it looked like a legitimate composition that we have seen teams in the Overwatch League, for example, like Chengdu and a little bit of Dallas and Philadelphia run. So maybe they're going to stick onto this Wrecking Ball composition. It is legitimate with the Tracer as opposed to the Bastion. This is a real comp that people run. It is very difficult to run, but I mean, hey, they've looked good so far.
Yeah, and it might just be that they have very good coaches and they know how to run. They explain it very well, and they can run it because of said coaches. Because you don't really talk about coaching in these lower tiers of Overwatch, but they're looking good right now with this quote composition from the Pharah. Jim Bob looking to get the McCree out of this fight so he can get some free range on to the back line as, oh my goodness, Luke gets so close to death, but the healing from Valorine is there, but it's all for in the end, it's going to be Jim Bob starting this off like he always does onto the pick, and he already has that barrage up. Arc is going to go down, and Jim Bob with 3, and they are looking very good on this very difficult comp to run.
Yeah, realistically, actually you see some swaps, so both teams look like they want to run the Wrecking Ball composition, and the way they want to run this is that the Wrecking Ball and the Tracer go displace the enemy team, and then the rest of the 4 remaining members of the team stick together as like one giant kill squad and look for picks there. And
oh my goodness, Jim Bob and both gonna get in on the kills as well right now, as they're right. That's gonna give them a free push to at least the corner of most likely.
Yeah, the cart will get a decent amount of progress. However, it looks like they're just sticking one person on it for the time being. It looks like these teams are almost mirror matching each other outside of the DPS. and the off tank, but otherwise, yeah, you're going to see a lot more damage coming in from Team 5-Head, but Phoenix Inferno with Kectix onto this D.Va is going to have a little bit more survivability, as well as the fact that they've been playing this for longer, so they have more ultimates to work with.
Jimbob almost falling there to Luke on this Ashe, I believe. But they've gotten so much free push to this. They're almost to point 2 already. As the minefield is going to come out. He's going to get the pile driver kill and the minefield kill. 2 minefield kills for Weevil. And Boka's going to finish it up onto Arc as well. Haya getting the pick on the 12. And that's what a steamroll coming in from Phoenix Inferno right now, as Kectix is just going to jump off the map to reset with their mech, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, Phoenix Inferno took second point with, like, 1 ultimate. They used Weevil's mines. That was about it. In the meantime, Team 5-Head are having such a difficult time even building up their ultimates. You know, I think Valorine had 1 ult so far, and everyone else has swapped before they could really find value with them.
Yeah, and they're not, this undecisiveness coming in from 5-Head led to them being able, led to Phoenix Inferno's easy cap of point 2, and Jimbob looking still strong on this far, getting 2 picks as well. Bo getting 2 in response, not to be outdone by his DPS counterpart, as Lazy Lizard is going to be felled in the end. Both DPS getting 3 kills in that fight.
I would expect Jimbob to get incrementally less value on the Pharah here. However, the target focus from Phoenix Inferno is looking so good, I'm not sure if the close quarters Pharah is really going to matter.
As Weevil gonna get the pile driver kill onto Luke in the back line, as the self-destruct is gonna be on Cart, and it's 2 more remake kills for Kectix. Oh, and that's just gonna be the minefield point on point, but I don't think it's gonna be enough, as it's gonna be 3 minutes and 51 seconds for the side of Phoenix Inferno.
Wow. Rialto's third point is not easy to capture, in the sense that anything above like a 2-minute time bank is incredible. The fact that from beginning to end, Phoenix Inferno lost a collective 9 seconds on their time bank is ridiculous. Like that's a statement and a half to Team 5-Head, and they're really gonna have to step it up for their offense if they want a chance at this map, because otherwise they're just gonna lose to the time bank. So they really need to come out swinging.
Definitely, and they're gonna have to probably run something similar to what Phoenix Inferno was running to get the, like, it's not as fast as the brawl is, but it's really, if you can isolate that one target, the snowball is just there for the composition that Inferno was running, and right now we're seeing similar composition being taken up by Team 5-Head right now.
Ooh, okay, maybe. Okay, so both of these teams are running some weird stuff. Phoenix Inferno are going for the extremely close hold. It's common on Rialto just because you're guaranteed another fight towards the end of first point. So if you want to take it into your hands of 2 fights as opposed to just the 1 fight and maybe a staggered fight after that, so expect to see a lot of fireworks here right at the spawn doors. However, 12 days is basically uncontested, so a lot of free value for the Pharah.
Yeah, definitely, but
they just went back into spawn.
Yeah, it's getting really difficult with how close it is to their spawn. They can just cut into those doorways to not have to deal with the spam from 12 on that Pharah. But they are swapping over to a double main tank. But 12 is going to blow up Jimbob right when they teleport up to that high ground. And that's going to be most likely it. But Kectix is going to get 12 days out of this fight. And Bach as well going to get Arc. And that's looking good now for Phoenix Inferno.
I don't know how they managed to do that. Granted, both of their DPS have such an insane damage output that at the very least it's going to be a bit easier for them. Even if they lose their Symmetra, they still have the Reaper as opposed to playing something like a May.
Yeah, and we're getting into this next fight as 12 is going to be swapping over to that May now, as no kills coming from that May wall, and the re-engage coming in from Phoenix Inferno looking good. They have the Amplification Matrix down, but the May wall coming up to mitigate that damage from the Amplification Matrix
as Lazy Litter and Valerie are going to get 2 picks, and I think that might be the beginning of the end for the of Phoenix Inferno after that big shatter from Lazy Lizard.
Yeah, it's crazy to think though that they needed a shatter to even get out of their spawn. And Phoenix Inferno, like I said at the very beginning, they're gonna have another fight. They have basically 5 ultimates coming up into this. Team 5 had to have quite a few ultimates of their own, so it's really gonna depend on how and when they use these ults. But there's a good chance that the defense has another good opportunity.
And that's going to be big as Weevil goes down. But Buck's going to turn it back with 12 as, oh my goodness, Jim Bob's going to get another pick and Buck with 2. And they're going to be able to stabilize that after losing their main tank very early in that fight.
That was honestly really good. The Weevil just kind of got melted there, didn't stand a chance, but being able to stabilize as much as they did, kind of rallying around Box Reaper in a sense, and just saying, hey, you're kind of tanky, we'll keep you up and pretend that you're a shield. However, Team 5 now have a distinct ultimate advantage. I'd expect to see the Bongo come out in the next few seconds.
Yeah, they're going to definitely have to focus that down. Like you said, there comes the Bongo out from Phoenix Inferno, but it is focused down immediately by Fun, and the sound barrier is used in response to it, as the Weevil going to get 12 out of this fight, and they're just going to be able to stabilize this again. Oh my goodness, Phoenix Inferno are not looking like a plat team, I shall say. They look a lot more comfortable than most plat players do.
Definitely. The crazy part is that they've been playing a huge variety of different compositions, and that's not normal. Normally at this level in SR, you'd see more comfort picks, 1, maybe 2 compositions here on specific set plays, but they're just throwing out whatever and making it work.
Yeah, they like I was saying before, they probably have a very good coaching staff for them, as they. Deadeye is going to be used by Luke. Not going to get any value, but Buck is going to get Lazy Lizard out of that fight thanks to the counter charge from his Reinhardt. And there comes the Mei ultimate from 12, looking to get some kills, but it might be a little too late as the self-destruct coming out from Kectix, trying to stop people from getting any kills on the back of 12's ultimate. And oh no, this is all over. They might not be able to. Arc is going to be able to touch, but there's not anyone else going to be able to. The shatter comes out from Weevil, and that's going to be it. 3-0 is in favor of Phoenix Inferno.
Celebratory display of ultimates from Phoenix Inferno at the very end there, and I think that was deserved. They played really well, and they looked extremely diverse in their strategies. They just played better.
Yeah, that was they definitely did, and nothing can be said or more about that the coaching staff that I definitely think is behind this Phoenix Inferno team. You don't normally see plat players play that well and that well good together because in lower elos they have a very big egos, and it's not, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, it's just normal to see a lot of big egos in lower tiers of Overwatch, and to have that coaching staff that can bring these people together and play so well together, it really says something about them.
Yeah, definitely. It looked like they had a plan and they executed on it. Normally you don't see that until you get up or into the higher elos, mid to high diamond at the very lowest that I've seen, that this kind of coordination comes together. So, I mean, if these players are still plat, they're probably not going to be by the end of this GGEU season.
Definitely not. As I think that's really about it. We don't, it's a 3-map series. So I think we can just say thank you all for watching, really. Make sure to call your mother, wish her a happy Mother's Day if you haven't yet. And thank you guys for watching. This has been me and Akinator on the cast. Thank you all for watching. Peace out and goodbye.